So, hello everybody. I'm back from Costa Rica. I went on a trip last week with my Spanish class to sunny, hot, humid Costa Rica. I'm wearing a shirt right now that my host parents, because each person was given a family to stay with, they gave me this shirt. It says Costa Rica, Pura Vida. Pura Vida means pure life, and that's their like country motto, and they use it for everything. Yeah, and so that's that. And I have multiple journal entries and such, so I will be typing those up and putting them on my DA account daily. Each per day according to whatever day they were written last week, so they'll be a week late, a week old, so that's how that's gonna work. And then let's see, it started off, everything was okay, we met at the school, and then we got on the bus and we headed to the airport, and it wasn't my first time flying, but it is my first time going out of the country, so that was kind of different. Excuse me, I'm all stuffed up from changing temperatures. Yeah, and so not my first time flying, but there were a couple people there who didn't know a single thing, and so we had to help them out. I did take a video of that. That is here. Alright, here we go. Lost. Just a little. Hello. I'm taking a video for YouTube, because YouTube's great. Oh, tickets, yay! So what she's going to do is she's going to give you a ticket, and you just fill out your name and information and strap it onto here so they know it's yours. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. So that's that, and then we got through security, no problem, and got everything else, and then we had like 2 hours to spend, so we were just kind of waiting at the gate.
What, did you expect some big fat guy? No.
Alright, we're waiting in the airport, 25 minutes before we board. Really bored.
I'm thinking like what Coleman's doing.
I'm sorry, I didn't get the timing.
Just kind of chilling.
Yeah, he could be a cop.
A lot of people.
Pretty much. So then we got on the plane and we were all happy, excited, and my seat put me right next to my teacher, Senora Sirotkin, but we just call her Senora. That was a lot of fun. Senora.
Whatever we do, we go on the faculty agenda here.
Right. Faculty agenda. You're taking a bunch of teenagers to Costa Rica, and it's going to be an agenda. It's going to be absolute mayhem. Oh, me.
Oh, God.
All right.
You make it sound like such a bad thing. I've narrated before. Yeah. So the plane rides were fine. Then we got to Atlanta, and then from Atlanta we went to Costa Rica. That was a lot of fun. Then we arrived. We got to Costa Rica. We're in Costa Rica. Finally. How are you?
Just lovely. Absolutely just lovely.
Hey, we got some good entertainment on the plane, so I felt that was good.
No. Well, do you want to do that right now?
Gracias.
Barbara needs to get hers in there.
Yeah. Just let him take mine. Long ass airplane trips. We watched a movie and Turbulence. That was fun. And it's gonna be good. Oh right, passports.
You get to see me give passport.
Right! Awesome! More school!
See. Yeah, I can get rid of that finally. Yeah. Yep. Hi. And it's on YouTube.
What's up, dude?
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Wow.
Missing one what? Oh.
Would that be yours?
No.
Senora!
That's why they gave them to me. You love
We trust her with it. Oh God. Oh my gosh. It's crazy. It's pretty hot. It's like humid.
So tough. So is Brenna. She's really tough. She feels high right now. She said. She's getting Facebook tagged.
Pretty much. Pretty much. Taking lots of pictures. Taking lots of pictures. Oh.
That was pretty cool. I had to say that was a lot of fun. Just the temperature change was really welcoming because it's nice to go into warm weather like that. We got to our host family, but we just went straight to sleep. So we didn't really get to see them that much that day. The next morning I woke up and they fed breakfast. They eat a lot and they kept feeding you. And that day, Sunday, we went to the volcano, the Paus volcano, and that was really cool. We went up and into a cloud forest, and so it was all misty and stuff, and that was cool, but there were too many clouds, so you couldn't really see the volcano itself. But it was still a lot of fun. And then we had a little trip down.
Walking back down the mountain, and it's really dark because there's a lot of trees. And it's the first day we're going. Amber, do you remember what the name of the mountain is? Pass? Mount Pass? Mount... Yeah, I'll have to ask him. No recuerdo. Oh, but there's this cool gnarled, like, tree roots and stuff. Like, that's just cool.
Yeah, so that's that. And, that was Sunday. And then on Monday we went to a school, which was pretty cool looking. Yeah, I mean, that was pretty cool. The teachers there were really nice, and it was really, really nice. Big trees, a lot of orange trees. And then after school, we played soccer, football, with some of the locals, and that was a lot of fun, a lot of fun. A lot of good spills, mix-ups, some good times. On Tuesday we went to the farm, and we got this introduction, and then we went to go see the iguanas first, and the guy was handling them, and he was trying to help us, like, handle them as well, and an iguana bit part of his thumb off. It was like gushing blood. It's kind of nasty, but really, like, surprising. So that was really interesting. And then we went to go see multiple things like the goats, which I don't want to talk about, because they were burning the horns off of the goats when we went, and that was kind of nasty. But then we went to go see the cows and all that stuff, and it was different, very different. And then Wednesday was the rafting trip. We went whitewater rafting. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. One mistake when we started off on our trip, you get commanded by someone in the back, and I heard the wrong command, and so I enacted that wrong command, and when I did, we hit a rough spot and someone got launched off the raft. I felt really, really bad about it, even though she said that she was okay. I still felt really bad, but besides that, rafting was great. It was perfect. It was so fun. And that's that. I have a checklist here, so I'm going down. Thursday we went to the pool. That's right, the pool, which was all tiled and mosaic, which was so cool looking. And they had a slide, a water slide. So that was just, that explains itself. Come on. And we had it all to ourselves too. Friday we went to the fruit market, which was huge. Like, it was like a farmer's market, except giant, like gigantic, huge streets of just fruit and vendors, and so amazing. I got to drink a coconut straight from the coconut. Like, one of the guides there had them chop off just a side. He stuck a straw in it, handed it to me, and said, "Drink." And I'm like, gladly. It was so good, so delicious. Saturday was big. I had to walk to school like every other day.
I'm just walking down to the school. I'm like 10 minutes early. See? The drivers here are absolutely crazy. They're nuts. They don't stop for anyone, and they drive around people, and they speed like no other. They roll through stop signs, and it's amazing. It's really fun. But, yeah, okay. So, that's that. I'll make a compilation video because, yeah. Anyway, this is the school where I was at.
Yeah, and then we did the zip line through the tropical rainforest. That was amazing. Scary at first, but amazing. There was a lot of people there, so we all kind of had to wait.
I'm going to film each of you going on the zip line.
Ooh,
if I film you coming towards me, I'm going to... I can't get it. So I'll be last.
Okay,
I'll be
yeah.
last.
Okay, that's what
I'll turn around and say hi.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah. And then after the zip line, we went to the ocean, and we went to this hotel that was right next to the ocean and got day passes, and we went swimming in the ocean, which was exciting and different, but really fun. And then it was just amazing. It was a good way to end the trip. And the host family that I stayed with, they were amazing, and I love them so much. And I loved hanging out with their daughter Monica. It was really cool to talk to her because she knew some English, so I didn't feel completely out of place. But we hung out and we talked, and my host family was absolutely great. I was sad to leave, but Sunday came around, and that's what had to happen. I had to leave. I packed up, and we had to get up. I got up at 3:15 in the morning and left at 4:30. The plane ride back was no different than the plane ride there, but we got a really nice plane, and so they had movies. They had movies, like, and they had the back panel, and you could tap on the screen and just pick any movie you wanted. And so I watched Resident Evil Afterlife, and then I watched half of Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. So I was excited, and I was sad that I couldn't watch the whole thing.